Unite and Win, episode 5. I'm coming to you from my car, so if you're listening and not watching, that's why the audio is a little bit off from the beginning right now. Today's interview is on my buddy FINELINE TINO, a great friend of mine and one of my many mentors, and one of the dudes that gave me my shot and helped me get in with my apprenticeship, and you know, really inspired me to like hang in there as long as I did, and I think he's a big reason to where I got where I am now. And it's really cool being able to catch up with him, and our contrast of ideas, now different we are, but how strong our friendship is. It's just, I love that dude so much, and the story is fucking awesome. And I think this interview went in a different direction than I thought it was going to, but I'm really happy with that. And yeah, I hope you are too. Without further ado, this is the FINELINE TINO interview.
Feels really good, like when it's on your hip, you know? Woo! Yeah?
Yeah. How old were you? How'd you start dabbling with it yourself?
Fucking hey, dude. I probably didn't pick up a tattoo gun, because that's what we called them back in the fucking days. In prison, it was a gun. Out here, politically correct, it's a machine. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was in prison. I think I had probably just turned 21, and was kind of just thrown into the fray, I guess you can say. You know what I mean? My boy wanted a tattoo, really enjoyed my lettering, and was like, "You're gonna tattoo?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so, dog." You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fuck you up, homie. We're gonna end up on the yard. You know what I mean? In a knife fight and whatnot. He kind of just, you know what I mean? Didn't really give me the choice. Was like, you gotta fucking, you know, I had some time to do, so you need to hustle in there. You gotta make some money.
Right.
Try it out. You know, try it out. I want some of your writing on me. That's what drew him to getting me into it. So I did my first tattoo on him, fucked him up, something nasty, man. Fucking grizzly ass fucking tattoo, dude. Like jerky on the arm, and it was fucking infected, and he probably still missing skin from that shit. Healing. But yeah, it's probably still healing, dude. But yeah, man. But I, you know, that was my first tattoo, and I fell in love with it. Yeah. You know, once I saw that ink going into that skin, you know, even though it wasn't going in properly or in any type of fucking normal way that we're used to now. Yeah. I mean, it was still like, oh, wow, this is a completely different level instead of a sheet of paper and a fucking pencil, dude.
And were you guys making, like, did you guys make everything, like, down to the pigment?
We make everything, man. We make our own black ink in there. We make our own needles, the whole machine, dude.
How about the ink? How are you doing the ink?
Well, what you do is
like ash and
you pretty much grab the soot off of burning plastic. You know what I mean? Anything you can burn, and capture it with the paper bag. Pretty much mix that up with some, you know, whatever kind of, a little bit of water, a little bit of shampoo, a little bit of baby oil, like whatever you can get your hands on, and you know how much soot you put into the mixture is whatever parts you work will determine how black your ink is.
Oh shit!
You know, and
I know my dad. He worked in the print shop, and he was able to kind of steal some printer cartridges, like low ones. So he actually had like printer ink on them.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard of people like burning like ash and with pee or whatever, supposedly all kinds of weird shit just to make shit happen.
Yeah, it's a fucking
whatever you gotta do.
It really is, dude. You're surprised at how innovative people can be when there's nothing but time on their fucking hands, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What was your move? Like, is baby oil the fucking best, or what's the fucking?
Actually, yeah, baby oil was the darkest out of all of the tattoos that I have on me from prison. I think the ink made with the baby oil probably stuck out the darkest.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It really was. There was some on. They were onto something in there. I don't think Dynamics putting fucking, you know what I mean?
Little do you know,
yeah, little baby oil. Maybe the same method, but
baby oil black
and shit. Baby oil black, but yeah, that really turned out to be some of the darker ink that we ran across in there.
How long did it take before you're actually like laying in lines where you're like, okay, that's like.
I'd say about it was a good 6 months. It took me a trial and error.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All on the one, homeboy. Yeah, you took you know you just you just learn. You know, you get pointers from the other homeboy on the yard doing his, you know what I mean, his stuff. Well, yeah, bro, you got to do it like this. You know, you kind of do little circles to make thicker lines. That's how you learned. You know, you go to make a thicker line because you're using a single needle,
Right.
so it's you use one line. You can't do, you know what I mean, the homeboy's neighborhood on his chest and just a single pass. You know,
Right.
you want that to be bold. So, you know, you do a little circle, little circle, little circles, little circles, little circles, little circles right next to each other to get that consistency of a 14 round or a 9 liner even, you know,
Right.
just to get that thickness with a single. You just got to continuously go. And then you start getting into powder shading and, oh, man, that shit was hard. It was hard to learn. You know, it really was hard to learn. Just trying to do it, it ended up just looking like fatter lines. Like you couldn't get the gradient, you know what I mean? Even if you're dipping in your water or whatnot, it's still just
With that trial and error, is there like you're using like different shit? Like this needle wasn't the same as the last needle. Like, how is it hard to leave off and move forward when you have to keep making new stuff?
well, you make a couple new needles, but you kind of, you know, when you go into that, you know, you're going to have a couple needles, and so you have a couple of your needles, and they're literally like this tall.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're extremely tiny needles and extremely tiny machines. So you have a couple of them that go in there, and you sharpen them up, and you know, you kind of, okay, you run a line on one, and you're like, all right, that didn't lay really right. After you start getting the idea of what it's supposed to look like, when you know it's supposed to look like, you get that, and you're like, okay, take that one out, try another one, hook it all up, and that's a little process. Sometimes the process can take a couple days, you know.
Right.
Before you get your machine dialed in, and once you get it dialed in, you're ready to go.
Damn. Yeah. So I know from you going there, like, tattooing didn't really hit for a while after that. You still didn't know that was going to be your thing. You were just kind of passing time.
Yeah, it was just a hobby, dude. It really was. I mean, it goes back, I guess, to, you know, coming up in the streets and my graffiti background, into the gang life and wanting to create, you know what I mean, shit on walls, basically.
Right.
You know, or
Or they
on
get buffed.
paper, or, you know, black books, or whatever it is. Yeah, shit gets buffed, or it's not there long term. And what you want to do, I mean, what I found in the tattooing was, oh, you can put this on somebody and it's going to be there forever.
Right.
Like that's cool. That's what made me even more drawn to it. So I never considered it as coming out as a means of like I can be this as a career. You know, back then it wasn't as popular as it is now. You know, I can imagine there's a lot of homeboys in there slinging ink, thinking, hey man, I'm gonna come out and make it big, bro. You know what I mean? Make it big, make good money, make big money and shit. Which isn't, you know, not to discourage a lot of homies from doing that, but I mean, it is tough to break through. You know, there's some talented artists that are still in there, you know, and who will get out. But I mean, just ultimately, it never crossed my mind. It wasn't a thought in my mind. I just did it as a hobby. I worked construction. I was a union carpenter. Like, you know, I had a job, and I just did this after work for fun. You know what I mean? I'm my homeboys, my brothers, you know what I mean? Sister, like, everyone would just, you know, hey, I came out. Hey, what's up? I can tat. Like, what's up? Let's get busy, you know, and we can do some shit. And that's how it started out, basically, was really that. It was just fun. You know, it was just for fun. It was a hobby. I never considered it to be a career, and that didn't come until probably about 3-4 years after I would already have been out.
Do you think there's less of a learning curve for like homeboys messing around now and coming out these like plug and play style like wands and stuff like that? Like, do you think there'd be a lot less of a learning curve now? Because I mean, you came out, you know, you're using this little tiny direct drive little rotary dealio, and you come out and you're having to wield this like iron machine, and they're long, they're heavy, you know, like. That's a whole different game. It makes noise, you know, it vibrates. Fucking, there's heat coming off that thing.
Right. I mean, I guess what we can do. I mean, a good example actually that you bring it up is one of my homeboys got out from doing a long stretch. He just got out doing a long stretch, and he's one of the ones who helped me out when I was in there. So I mean, to give an idea, this is 20 years ago, and you know what I mean. He was still in there.
Wow.
He already been in there for some time, and he just got out, and he's, you know what I mean. He finds me, you know, through one of my homeboys on Facebook, you know, the power of Facebook and connectivity. And he's like, wow, I see what you've done here with what, you know, me and my other homeboy taught you, you know.
Whoa,
like,
that's
so
crazy.
You've kind of built a career and a foundation off of this, man. Like, I want to do this, you know what I mean? But the homeboy's a little bit older, you know, the homeboy's, you know, much older than me. really talented. I have some of his work on me, and he was like, you know, is there anything you can help me? Give me some pointers. And he comes at me with his, you know, China machines and the fucking shit's all fucking wrong. Coil springs are just busted to shit. You know what I mean? There's not even connection from the contact. I'm like, dude, what are you doing with these? You know, you got some fucking janky ass fucking needles, shit, no name brand ink I ain't never heard of. It was just literally in a clear, bottle. That where's this from? Oh, you know, it's probably like some Higgins ink or some calligraphy ink, black, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, dude.
Better than that.
I'm like, we were making better shit than this in there, bro. And you know, and he was like, well, if there's anything you can do. And I was like, well, first of all, I mean, you working, yeah. He got himself a job. He's hustling up some money. Cool. Save some money, dude, and I'm gonna hook you up with a machine. So I ended up snatching him up a Bishop. And he was like, oh, wow, this is completely different. Snatched him up a Bishop with some, you know, supply guys come around, you know, maybe be here this day. Bring your money, bring your paycheck. You know, well, I'll take care of the machine for you, get you the machine, get you the good power supply. Now try this. Because he's out here tattooing, but he's tattooing with this fucked up shit. And he's like, man, I can't just get it right. You know, it's like, it's a completely different trip. And I'm like, here, try this. You're going to like it a lot better.
And it's too late. It's not gonna go through an apprenticeship this time.
No. At this age and point, no. It's just it's a side hustle. If I could help somebody be better, at least your side hustle.
He put you on.
Cool, dude. I gotta give him that back. You know. So once I put him up on the rotary, the Bishop rotary, the original with the disposable needles and disposable grips. He was like, "Oh wow, what a difference!"
It's on. Huh?
It was nice night and day. Yeah, he was like, "This is much more comfortable. This is much more."
Familiar.
What I'm used to. It's very much more familiar what I was using for years in prison. I'm like, that's what it is. That's where, ultimately what they did is took the prison machine and turned it into a professional machine, dude. You know what I mean? And a really one that works really well, in my opinion.
Right.
They work really well. And now he's out there. He still calls me and he still, you know, hits me up sometimes. Hey, well, I'm having a hard time with this mag. What should I do? Adjust your grip. You know what I mean? Slide it down a little bit more. Push out some more needle. How long's your throw? Where are you at? And you know, well, I'll walk him through it. And he's like, okay, now I see it. Taught him how to gray wash. He taught him everything. You know,
crazy.
He was like, cool, man. You know, thank you. And he's like, well, he's out there doing it, you know what I mean? Maybe a kitchen magician, but hey, fuck it, you know. I got work done from him, and he's a solid homie and does really good work, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, give back. Always never forget, bro, where you come from. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's easy to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
And especially like I think, you know, I kind of came from both sides. I was scratching at the pad for a couple of years, and I did the apprenticeship for like a couple of years, but then I constantly have this like influence of people asking me, you know, obviously, oh, what do you use for this? What do you use for that? And I'm kind of like, I figured it out. And I'm of the mindset that I think that, you know, you have to kind of ultimately have to figure it out. You know what I mean? And even in my apprenticeship, you know, when I would ask Geronimo things, I'd get in trouble for it, you know. And if I was asking the question, it just go to show I was unprepared to I wasn't even ready for the answer. I wasn't even looking for the answer. Like, the answer's in front of me. If I'm not sitting there watching, like, why am I going to, like, pretend to watch and ask him what he just did? If I didn't see it clearly, then how can I ever catch on? Like, to an extent, like, obviously, you know, I was told more things. I'd earn my shit, you know. But I think, I don't know. I think that what I'm getting at is, you know, like, I'm still trying new stuff. I just got that new silly clip cord in right now, you know? And and the only way I'm going to find out I like it is if I try it. And like, you know, you could say, oh, this machine's the shit. I could try it. I might think it's shit. Right. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. And you don't really know until you try it. And like, and so it's like, you have to just kind of keep pushing forward and trying new things and not be stagnant. And I think that people like who not necessarily want it but need it will find their way through, whether it's apprenticeship or scratching or whatever. Like, the difference is, like, there's so many roadblocks and reasons that both should have probably stopped tattooing. You know what I mean? That first tat you didn't show much promise. You know what I mean? Fourth tat didn't show much promise. 10th tat.
Nope, still not. Fucking up. Yeah.
Homie just got out. Dude, why you, you know? But that's the difference of the people that stick with it, whether it's them pushing their way through a crazy traditional apprenticeship or whatever. I mean, maybe some people shouldn't be pushing through, but I mean,
boils down to their passion, I would say. Yeah. I think their passion. How much love do you have for this craft that we're in? You know, this not just career, but I mean, it really is a craft. And how willing are you to sacrifice to hone this craft?
Do you think that, with that being said, I think apprenticeships are super, super important, but I think it's ultimately, it's respect. And respect is what, like, I didn't have, you know, my first apprenticeship as a piercer, like, that taught me a lot, you know? And then me having, like, a real job working night shift, like, that, like, okay, I get it. So I came into my tattoo apprenticeship, I'm okay, yeah. I'm not expecting a thank you. I'm here doing my job. I'm not expecting this, that. This is what it is, you know? Like, I knew how to work at that point. I think that the apprenticeship kind of gives you that respect, and it makes you earn that knowledge, so you value that knowledge. And then when you get to being in that position when December hits, it's slow. You're not going to quit and go work a hot topic. Like, you're in it because you would do anything for it, you know?
Right.
But on that same note, like, you know, you coming up and doing it, or anyone coming up and doing it, like, it's still a struggle for anyone that comes up in it. Like, do you think that with how readily available knowledge is becoming, do you think that apprenticeships are, like, on their, like, way out? Yeah.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they are, man. I think really, you know, if you take an example from someone like me or Geronimo or any of the other artists out there who are self-taught, who didn't go through a traditional apprenticeship and flourished and made a career out of it.
Right.
I mean, you have those examples right in front of you as people who didn't have to deal with a fucking 2-3 year fucking apprenticeship, sitting there listening to some dude telling you this is what you got to fucking do to make it.
Right.
No, you don't.
Right.
You know, you got to fucking really just be passionate about what you want to do, believe in yourself, and just keep fucking people up until you get it fucking right.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, that may rub people the wrong way, and that's not the traditional way of the tattoo industry, but ultimately that's how it started, at least in our culture of the fucking tattoo industry, you know what I mean? And the Hispanic, you know, coming from Los Angeles and the street culture, like, you didn't have homeboys in there going to tattoo shops and getting apprenticeships and shit. You know what I mean? You had homeboys in their fucking backyard just trying shit out, even
in tradition, like, you know, like you look back, like, Spalding and Rogers was selling, like, kits, you know, and like, or fucking Huck Spalding was selling like tattooing A to Z, and like information was been out. There's always been someone hustling tattooing, you know, and now they're regarded as, like, and coveted as, but like, they were selling machines to whoever, you know what I mean? They were selling flash to whoever. I don't know. I think that, it just seems, I'm kind of scared of that, because I feel like maybe it's just like a passed down thing, because I feel like I work so hard for it. I don't want to just give it out to anyone, you know? I feel like there's already too many people in it. But I also feel that people who really want to be in it, they'll figure it out. Like, if they're asking these dumb questions, like, fuck, like, Google it. Like, the God doesn't exist. This is as real as God gets. Like, Google.
Yeah.
I can ask anything.
Yes.
I can get the answer now.
Get you the answer for it.
And so it's like knowledge is obsolete. Like, I think that if you have any question at all, like, you know, it just goes to show how fucking lazy we are, because we have everything there.
Yeah,
you
touch of our hands, bro.
Everything's there.
Yeah, you can learn.
Yeah, and I think, and a craft is only perfected with time. You know, like, even if I watch you and Geronimo tattoo for 3.5 years, that didn't mean I came out of that apprenticeship 3.5 years later ready to fucking rock tattooing like you guys. Like, okay, if like he's been tattooing 20 years, it's gonna take me 20 years. You know, like, it's just, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And I think it's time, but I do think that obviously the apprenticeship is a big head start in a sense where, say maybe you're doing it for 2 years, 3 years, you know, maybe it was 6 years without the apprenticeship until, you know what I mean? Like, you waited it out.
Right. I mean, if I go back my full years of fucking people up, what it was before I actually got into a tattoo shop, I mean, it would have to be probably close to 8 years.
Right.
It was probably about 8 years. It was about 8 years of me homemading it, fucking around, before I even got to self-teaching myself how to use a professional iron machine. You know, the fucking shitty baby's mom bought me a kit from, you know, whatever Superior, whatever the fuck back in the day. Like, all right, fuck yeah, now I made it, dude. You know what I mean? I got a little pin fucking thin fucking iron fuck. I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking and rolling now. How the fuck do I use this, dude? Right. You know what I mean? A lot of times I would revert back to my homemade person machine. Like, this is more comfortable. Yeah, there's dudes out there I did full sleeves on out here that are just fucking. I would start out with that machine, and I just couldn't fuck this. You know what I mean? And then it's also, you know, in our industry, you know what I mean? There's dudes who I would go into tattoo shops and shit and ask for advice. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, I'm trying to do this, and there's that stigma where here's that other fucking essay coming fresh out of fucking prison,
right?
Gonna be fucking people up left and right, doing $20 fucking tattoos and shit, taking all of our fucking clients. So you get that treatment by people, you get that treatment by artists from the area, shop owners. Like, man, man,
right?
You know what I mean? Figure it out, bro. Like, cool. I'm a bit of the opposite. You know what I mean?
You being in that position now, how do you
approach someone coming in off the street?
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, first off, I'll try to take a look and you can gauge people. I guess one thing I've learned throughout my life is being able to gauge the good people from some motherfucker who's just trying to make a quick buck. Like,
right.
Hey, I got some motherfuckers who, I used to dabble, fuck around and tattoo people in the joint or whatever, and I come out here and make some fucking money real quick. You can see the difference in the people who actually are, look at here. I took a picture of this. I took a picture of this. This is what I did, and this is what I was trying. Okay, you're really into it. You know what I mean? They really want to learn how to be good at this. Are you open to an apprenticeship? And also try not to be disrespectful to them. You know what I mean? If it's a guy who's coming in, mid 30s or early 30s, it's like, you ain't trying to be nobody's bitch at this age.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? You're not a young child no more. So, I mean, how far you want to take it? Exactly. So you just give a little bit of knowledge, drop a little knowledge, but what you got to do is try this. You know what I mean? There's plenty of places open to the public around here to go, well, what are you using? Okay, get off of that bullshit. Go pick up something like this. This probably looks like it'll help you out. It'll suit you better. If you have a hard time, give them tips on the shading, where how your needle's supposed to be out, try back and forth, brush it in, like feather it out. Like I'm more open to that, not to get into a whole conversation with them about it, but like, here's some tips, man. You know what I mean? Because I was there. Do you think that you feel a sense of like, oh, it was given to me. I got a little part of me needs to kind of do that for them, kind of. Yeah, but I don't think that it was necessarily given to me. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I put myself in this shit. I got lucky and got a lucky break and to get into a shop. Right. No one, and it wasn't even an artist who gave me the shot. It was just based off of my work. Right. And that was my passion and determination and just continuously fucking up my brothers. I mean, those fuckers really got a fucking, like a time capsule fucking tattoos from me, dude. Right. You know what I mean? From when I was like just garbage to now where I'm still not, you know what I mean? I'm still not the level I know I'm going to go to. I'm still continuously learning. Right. But to the work now, to the work then, I mean, they have like, I'm like, hey, dude, let me fix it. They're like, nah, man, that shows your progression as an artist, dude. That shows from that shit. It's rough, dude. We're at family gatherings, pool parties, and I'm like, damn, dude, cover that shit up, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Nah, dog. Like, that shows how you started to where you're at now. Like, look at this fucked up shit you did on my back, but look at this piece you put on my arm. Like, where you're at now. Like, all right, yeah, I guess. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I see that, dude. I guess I can see, you can see my history of evolution in tattooing. And that's something really, I mean, very seldom, I guess a lot of people, well, I guess we all do. We all run into those people when we first started. You have your clientele that you started out with, and you're like, and they keep coming back and shit. And I'm like,
it haunts me when I have a friend that tattooed like years ago and I tattooed him again. Next to that tattoo, I'm like, yeah. And the crazy thing is that I thought I'd figured out then. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I was like,
yeah. You're like, I made it.
Yeah, and I was fucking like, whoa. And it makes me,
homie, who wants what?
It's so humbling so quickly, and it's like puts me in my place right away where I'm like, okay, dude. Fuck, I don't know anything about right now. Yeah. Because right now is gonna be then.
Yes. It is, dude.
I don't know when, but I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna see it and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, bro. It fucking is a trip. It's a trip.
But I think with the saturation like of tattooing, it's almost like I think that what I'm trying to say is that the people that are going to go to Homie for like $20 aren't the same clients that are going to come to you for $200 anyways. Like, are we really losing out? And they may be ready, but they almost have to see the difference first. Right. Like when I was a piercer, like especially piercing like in the hood, like I couldn't sell someone like a $50 piece of industrial strength jewelry. They're like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. $10, $20, $30. They had to like, when I did start transitioning to higher end body jewelry, I wasn't able to sell that stuff unless they had already been pierced with low-end body jewelry. And then I fixed their thing, put good jewelry in it. And then they're like, bing. And then they saw the value of it. Right. So it's like, there's a magic to tattooing, as I was saying before, where I think that like, any tattoo, there's a there's a connection between you and the guest that you tattooed,
Right.
and from your first tattoo you ever made to your tattoo you made yesterday, whoa, bro, it's amazing.
Right.
And even the client believes it, even if
Right.
they don't know. I've had tattoos that were shit, but that initial response was honest, and it wasn't until maybe the next day where I was like, I don't know.
I'm not posting
but
this one.
But there's some kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I think they almost like, to be taken out of that spell, they kind of need to see the next thing. So it's like they kind of have to like wear a tattoo that's better than that last tattoo to see the value of that. Like, it's very rare now with Instagram and knowledge. People come out the gate getting first tattoos that are bitching. But I
True.
think that most people start out with bad tattoos and have to like
Absolutely.
compare and contrast.
I'm suspect of a lot of people who don't have any fucking,
weird.
or they have nothing but good tattoos,
weird.
dude. You know, clients and artists alike. You know
Right.
what I mean? You gotta go through that trial and error. And, you know, I think a lot of it though, you know, it's, you know, saying that, you know, your clients are going to say that they're amazing, and then they're going to come down 2 or 3 tattoos later. They're still going to continue to say it's amazing. But a lot of it has to do with you as well. You know, I think a lot of my clientele, I know they fuck with me because they fuck with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, they fuck with me. We connect on whatever levels, you know, and I'm from all types of walks of lives.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's more of your personality and you selling yourself. Your artwork, yes, has to be sound, has to be good. Technically, you got to be a good tattoo artist. But also, you could be just the coolest motherfucker and do the shittiest tattoos. And
But he's
people
a
are
cool
still going to
motherfucker.
fuck. But he's a cool motherfucker. I like
Right.
coming to shoot the shit with him for 3 hours and
It's true.
have a beer or two or whatnot. And we're talking, we're getting to shooting the shit. And the tattoo is not the best tattoo, but you know what? I had a good time.
Well, it's that sense of like tribalism, like you're connected, like, you know,
Yeah.
and there's that mark to like signify
To signify that I was here
Yeah.
at this point in time.
Exactly.
In our lives, we came together.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, how you keep your longevity.
You know what's
ultimately.
crazy? That just blew my mind of that. So, you know, it's easy to look at someone successful that maybe isn't successful for the art, but maybe their personality. Like, oh, you go to the convention and this beautiful woman has, her banner is just a picture of her in a bikini. And you're like,
Right.
are you tattooing? Or are you like,
Modeling.
yeah, what is this?
Where
You know, what do you do? Or like, you know, or there's this character on Ink Master, this character, or whatever the case is. And it's like, it's easy to look at them and go, nah, because we're not busy, like
Right.
whoever that is, or whatever the case is. But really, it's like, maybe that's just a larger version of what's already happening. It's propelling it. Like with me, with my YouTube thing, like I'm putting out like just these little clips throughout the day of whatever, and then people get the sense of they got to hang out in the shop for the day. And so when people come into me, they know how I walk, how I talk, how I charge, whatever, and it's kind of connected thing. The introduction's already done, you know.
Right.
I think that maybe sometimes, like you said, you know, it's you'd rather have a bad tattoo from a good person than a good tattoo from a bad person. Maybe that success is the same thing that's already happening small scale. It's just boosted larger because of media.
Very true.
You know?
Yeah, very true.
Like, who's to say it's undeserved? You know, who's to
Yeah.
say it's not warranted? Like, you know, that person vibes with that person. Like, that's their person.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you're right on, dude. I think you're right on with it. I mean, I think that just plays a complete huge role in
Right.
all of our success and each individual person's success. You know, there's people who are just kind of, you know, you've run into artists and they're just kind of like,
Right.
all right, I met that dude, but he's kind of stagnant. You know what I mean? It's just to where people who are more humble and open to bullshitting
But
and
some
hearing
people
you.
want the quiet guy or the mean guy or the
No, you get
tough
those
guy or the
clientele,
whatever.
and I
Yeah.
think that's what keeps those people busy, you know. But then you get the
That's
more
their niche.
I guess your clients always tend to become. I guess you get a lot of clients who become friends.
Absolutely.
After all these years, you
Yeah.
know, you get clients
hard
who
not
become
to.
friends. You spend so much time together, whether you're doing sleeves or back pieces, chest pieces, like everything. You're just
Right.
you're just shitting, you're bullshitting, and so you become friends. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of our clients, our long-term clients, are that, you know, and you should be treated as such. You know, that's
Yeah.
I think that's where you pass that. I have my clients where they just come and get the work, slap their headphones on, and that's what they're all about.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
their
I
thing.
enjoy your work. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now shut the fuck up. Put your headphones on, and I'm gonna fucking work. Cool.
Right.
Don't bullshit me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll jump on the fucking phone and I'll be bullshitting with somebody I want to bullshit. What, bro?
You want that
I don't fucking
experience?
hear you,
I'll give you
dude.
that
Yeah.
experience.
It's
Yeah.
okay, dude. Don't, you know, it's gonna come out sick. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that's it. But then you got the clients and shit that turn your, you know, okay, your 2-hour session, your 2-hour
All day.
tattoo, turn that shit into an all day fucking tattoo, and you
Yeah.
got that, and then you're cool with it.
I'm
You know what
almost
I mean?
I'm almost the problematic. I'm the reason that does, like, there's someone that comes in and I'm like, and like their first tattoo was an hour, the second tattoo was an hour and a half, and then I just did a tattoo like yesterday that was like an hour tap. They hung out till like 4:00, and it's like. And it's like, you're fucked, dude. You became my friend. Like, I'm going to hang out with you now. You're totally screwed. Like,
dude.
You know, like, the faster I am, less talking, the quicker it's going to be, the less I'm connected to you. You know what I mean? Like a convention, fucking slaying them out. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in a shop, I could hear them. I could talk to them. It's going to be a little bit slower. Then my friends, like, all right, I'm going to only book 1 or 2 appointments today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Friends get, I mean, at least a whole day or fucking, if not, you know, because you're going to be bullshitting. You're going to be going back and forth. Conventions. I mean, I've made a few friends at conventions only because I frequented the places, the states. So then they become friends, and then you know that. So then,
but it's like such a stress to even try to connect with music.
But it is. It's loud. It's hard, you know what I mean? But it's few though.
Yeah.
It's only a very few people in different states that I met actually tattooing at conventions that become friends. You know, that I'm still in contact with. Whether I even go back to your city was shitty. I didn't like it, but you were pretty fucking cool, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're cool, and I'm still connected with you. We still have a communication, an open communication line. Like, hey, might be in California this time. You're gonna be available? Let me know the date. I'll make the time for you, bro. Cool. How's everything going? It's been years. You know what I mean? It's been years, but you just make those connections, and I think your personalities. As us as artists, you know what I mean, really reflect on how well we connect with our clients and what keeps our clients still around. You know, was able to keep you successful as you become, you know, from the apprentice that you were just here, you know what I mean? And you took that, and a lot of it was your personality, just you being you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you being cool as fuck. Motherfuckers are drawn to that, and motherfuckers just want to keep fucking with you for that. Right. You know, my shit, the same shit. You witness it. You know what I mean? You see it. Once you're in here long enough, you've been in here for some years, you continue to see it. You know what I mean? You continue to see, like, the cool motherfuckers are the ones really still
if you don't got it like that, you got to get that much better.
Yeah. If not, then your fucking work speaks for itself. Yeah. You could be, I mean, the best fucking artist in the goddamn fucking world. Yeah. Be a complete prick.
You better be that much better.
But yeah, you better get better than that motherfucker, because that motherfucker could be an asshole. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Don't say shit for fucking 12 hours. And it's $3.50 a fucking hour, dude. You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck, what did I get into? You know what I mean? And don't have no conversation. You're just, you know, like, I mean, there's people like that. There's artists out there like that. And I mean, ultimately, I'd prefer to be personable.
True, and I think, I mean, maybe there's a place for those people. Obviously, there is, but like, there's people that want that. You know what I mean? Like, there's. I think that now, there's not one type of person getting tattooed. So there doesn't need to be one type of tattooer anymore. And I think that although it is saturated, I feel like there's always gonna be too many at the bottom. But if you have something that's personality or skill or whatever that thing is, there's always room for some up there that are gonna stay busy. But it's I think it's kind of like hitting the lottery. You know, I never thought I'd be a tattooer. I never thought I'd tattoo outside of my town. Like, I never thought I would get. It's fucking weird. Like, I was tripping off that yesterday. I was like, and it's bizarre, you know. And I don't think I'm special. I think I came in at the right time. I worked hard. I got lucky, and I think social media, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Social media for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's not possible. You'd have to be Ed Hardy to like be in a private studio. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but and
now if you have enough followers, you can be Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
You know?
If you have enough people following your shit and liking your shit, you're able to sustain a private studio.
Right.
I think you're able to. You know, you can find them really cheap, and you got to deal with the less stress of having a street shop. You know what I mean? Environment where you got people coming in, people coming out. You got a few different personalities you got to deal with. You got so and so over there who thinks he's the fucking shit. You got this bitch over here. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And you got other motherfuckers, and ultimately you have an owner to where you're like, okay, bro, so here.
Well, that's a crazy thing is that now in general we're in this like time of like middlemen disappearing. Whether it's like you make music, there's Spotify. Whether you want to make videos, there's YouTube. Whether you want to fucking tattoo, like information's there. Right. I think that now, you know, when you come in to go to a tattoo shop, like what made you legitimate was the shop. Like, oh, but does he work at a shop? That was it, right? Yeah. And now you're so good you don't work at a shop. It's like, oh, you can't find the fucking place.
Flip flop.
You know what I mean?
It's
weird, and it's like it's totally flipped. And I think I think we're gonna get to the point where things are. I mean, and I can only speak for California, I suppose. I mean, I know a little bit about other places, but it's getting so regulated and getting so hard to open in general. There's gonna be only so many that can open, right? So you're gonna have either the majority of the shops are gonna be businesses, not owned by tattooers. They're gonna be just businesses. You want that? Yeah, boom, bam, cheap, whatever. McDonald's tattoos, right? Yeah. And then there's gonna be the one or two like shops that have been around there, respect, like that's the shop, right? And there's gonna be good tattooers there, and like, you know, maybe they're more like they're kind of laid back. They take the walk in, they have their client, whatever. But then there's gonna be the like, whoa, where do they work at? Ooh, is gonna be the private studio thing. True. I think that it's gonna be, because I've seen it happen where there's a tattooer in a shop, and they have this loyalty to the shop, and then they blow up, and then they almost resent the shop, and it's like the reasons for paying that percentage is more out of just tradition at that point. You know, it's like, well, what am I like? What are they doing for me? What am I doing for me? And then so they get too big for the shop and they do their private thing. And I think if tattooing's popularity is sustained, I think that you're gonna see a lot more of that. You know? Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I don't know. I just think that that's the nature of things.
I think one thing for sure is we're gonna fucking find out.
Yes. Can't predict it.
Yeah, I can't predict it, but I mean, one thing for sure is whatever's going to fucking change in our industry is going to fucking change, and we're going to see it.
I think we're just going to have as many, we already do, I think we have as many styles and personalities as there are people and reflections of those people doing tattoos. And I think that, you know, I think to make it as a tattooer, it's just going to get harder and harder, and you have to find different ways to reinvent yourself. And I think it's going to be, I think that your tattooing ability is going to be the least important thing. Just like being a politician, right? You know, our president is not a politician. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all.
It's a popularity contest. I think that being a celebrity, like some of the biggest celebrities, aren't even actresses or actors or singers or talented people. You know,
nothing.
I think that tattooing is going to happen in that way too. And I think that there's even, and you see I see like the lack of ability being like praised too. I see like legit folk artists doing like shitty tats and like charging a lot, and people being like, oh my god, it's incredible. You know what I mean? Right. And people, and maybe there's room for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe there is. I don't know, because again, those people aren't my people. They're not getting tattooed by me anyways. Like, am I gonna bicker and whine being slow here when I could do something to make myself busier? Like, I mean, I don't know. That's their hustle, and we're all hustlers. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Ultimately, that's what we all are, hustlers. I mean, you're pretty accurate on that, dude. I think that's how it's gonna end up going down. I really do. You know. It's just, I don't know if it's just the nature of not even our industry, but it's just the nature of where we're going in society. That's what I think society used to maybe influence tattooing, but now tattooers influence society. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's kind of, you know, a tug of war back and forth between those two things. It's, you know, you got people who want to get tattooed because they're fucking cool, just to look cool, just to fucking, you know, meaningless shit, just to get it fucking done. You know what I mean? And because that's what society is looking at now. It's already happening. You know? I think the tattooers just don't get the credit a lot of times. Like, you know, when an influencer or celebrity comes in, you know, and they don't have tattoos, they're just as much not in the know as any of them that walk in wants to get a tattoo. True. Like, the tattooer is one saying, no, we're not putting that spot, we're putting this spot. This is what you want, this is what you need, you know? Yeah. The reason why that person has that cool tat is because they didn't make it, you know what I mean? Like the tattooer made it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then almost that person wearing that tattoo makes that tattoo cool, gives that tattoo power, and people want that, and the tattooer isn't really getting the shine. But, like, I think that now, like, with it, like you said, it kind of, it's coming a bit out of the shadows to where I think it is now. You know, I think that you're gonna see, say, a video of a tattooer saying, "Nah, Chris Brown, that's fucking whack. We're not putting an infinity symbol on you. We're gonna do this, bro. This is cool." You know, right? And then people are like, "Holy shit, that's the guy that tats Chris Brown." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Definitely. Because it's already influencing culture. Because you see these people, you know, in popular culture that are tattooed, like they were tattooed by someone within the subculture of tattooing. Yeah. You know, it's already happened. Yeah. And I think that once they get their fucking cool niche or followers or have their personality boosted because of that person, then they'll be just as big as that person. True. I mean, that's what happens a lot of times. You get that lucky break, you tattoo that one celebrity, and boom, shoots you up. Yeah, how's that been for you? I know you've tattooed a few rappers and stuff. Yeah, I've tattooed a few rappers, tattooed a few celebrities. You know, they're minor celebrities, singers, baby daddies to famous fucking
singers. So
Right.
I mean, it's cool, but like I said, there's no real recognition from it. You know what I mean? There's not really no.
Do you feel
all right,
slighted if they're
shout out? I mean, you feel a little bit if you're looking for that, but I guess you look at it from a professional point of, okay, what could this do for my career?
right?
At this point in time, like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, a little like, hey, shout out to the homie. Like, that's going to fucking do it.
Right.
That's going to throw it out. And obviously, you don't ask for it. You know, I'm
Right.
not that type of person who's going to be like, hey, bro, you want to go ahead and do me a favor and shout me out?
Right.
That's like, all right, cool. You want my work? You're so-and-so. Cool. You know what I mean? Here's your, you know what I mean? Here's your tattoo. It's clean, sound. You enjoy it? Yeah, cool.
I guess you have to go
Thanks
with it.
a lot.
You have to go with it in the intentions of like, you're a tattoo artist. They want a tattoo. You did your job. Just like you don't expect a tip, you know, and you
Right.
wouldn't expect that. And I think
Yeah.
that's how it works out. Because if you go in with the intentions of like, man, I just totally undercharged this dude because he's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like that, dude. It's like that when you tattoo your
'Cause they're
even
just
certain
people.
celebrities and shit, and it's just that I mean, it's cool. It's just another person. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Just another person. You bullshit with them. A lot of times, some of them are just too busy on their shit. You know what I mean? I'm talking on the phone. I'm on the phone. Like, bro, could you
Right.
not, like, move? You know what I mean? Like, still, hold on. What's up? Yeah. Then, you know, they got entourages and they got all kinds of fucking people with them and shit. And you know,
Right.
they're blowing tree and getting fucked up. And you're like, all right, bro. You know what I mean?
This is
You
what
start
it
getting
is.
contact. Like, I don't smoke when I'm working. You know what I mean? I smoke after or whatnot before.
Right.
But I don't smoke as I'm tattooing or drink as I'm tattooing. So you're kind of just dealing with like, hey, dog, all right, cool. Hold on a little bit. Hold on, homie. Hold on. Go ahead, bro. Go right ahead. You know, take your glasses off. Cool. Check your phone. Rip your fucking cigarette, vape, whatever the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? And then they come back, get back to it and shit. So it's not even the best or most comfortablest of situations, even tattooing them. You know what I mean? It's kind of more of like it's a bit of a hassle sometimes. So you would expect, you know what I mean? Like, man, I just put this fool through some shit. Like, you know what? Hey, all my shit, I got this piece done by homeboy. You know what I
Right.
mean? Whoop-de-whoop from this is where he's at. But now when you don't get it, it's like, all right, you don't expect it. Like, you don't expect a tip, but you know, when you get that tip, you're like, man, cool. I appreciate
Right.
that.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? And there is a few celebrities out there who do it. You know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
stand by me, and they're just always, you know what I mean? Love. Man, my dude, FINELINE TINO, check them out.
Right.
And they help me out, and that brings me people. I've had people come to me just solely for that purpose in different states.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Off of just one celebrity
Yeah.
that I tattoo. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? You did Morgan Westbrook's tattoos. You tattoo Indian Love. And I'm like, yeah, I do, bro. I'm in Baltimore.
Yeah.
You follow her too. Like, you know, you guys know her shit. Yeah, we know who they are. Yeah, cool. Hey, you got time to do hell yeah, I got time to do this, you know?
Right.
How much? X amount of numbers. Not even bad an eye. Cool. Done. Let's
Yeah.
do it. You know, like, they just want to get tattooed by the guy who tattoos them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's cool, and I'm grateful for it. You know, because they really do keep me.
I mean, you
eating.
can't pick who comes to you for what. Like, ultimately,
Yeah.
you could just do your job. Like, I feel slighted by that sometimes. Like, if certain people are tattooed, and it's like, oh, I'm more than that. I can
Yeah.
tat, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, I'm fucking tattooing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like,
Ultimately, yeah.
so can you be mad at like? And again, back to people's hustles. It's like,
Yeah.
they're just fucking getting theirs. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
fuck not?
Dude. Yeah, I didn't get mad about.
If I looked good in a bikini and it worked, maybe that'd be on my fucking banner too, bro.
Right?
That might work.
Fuck. Well, yeah, man. I mean, everyone uses their hustle that they got, man. Use what
Yeah.
you have. You know, you gotta. If you gotta hustle, I mean, hustle. You can't teach it. You know what I mean? It's in you. You have that. You know what I mean? If you got hustle, it's in you.
Right.
You know how to go and make something out of nothing. And
Absolutely.
if you can go make something out of nothing and shit, I think that really is an atonement to who you are. You know, like, you go out and get it, man. Make it happen.
Yeah.
And whatever the circumstances, whatever your chosen field is, whatever your craft, whatever it is you're doing, like, it's a hustle. You know, if you're an independent contractor, if you're your own business, your own entity, whether you make certain things and you sell them online or whatever it is you do, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have that hustle, and
'Cause no one's waiting for
out
you,
there.
you know?
No one's gonna come find you. You have a storefront, and you could at the time still have a storefront. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a shop, Boom. It doesn't mean people are going to come for you. You got to go out there and put yourself out there, hustle it, let it be known. I'm just saying, this is what I got.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of product on the market here, but this is my product.
Yeah.
If you fuck with it, fuck with it. If not,
and I think it never ends either.
Day.
It never ends. Like, it's constantly, you don't make it like, I mean, I constantly, I don't think you ever make it. I think you're constantly making it. And I look at it like every day I ask myself, like, why me opposed to them? You know what I mean? I'm not going to compare myself to them. I'm like, well, okay, like how many tattoo shops do you drive by before you come to me? How many tattooers did you pass by? Like, okay, like how many cheaper tattooers, how many better looking tattooers, how many better tattooers? Like, right. So why me opposed to them? You have to find that and then exploit that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I draw fucking dorky cartoons. I'm going to draw more dorky cartoons than you. Right. Oh, I'm kind of nice. I'm going to be fucking nicer than that guy. You know what I mean? When it comes to travel, I'm going to fucking travel more. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's just like, I think it's just more, and that's what's kind of kept me afloat. But I know that tomorrow could be gone, because tomorrow my appointment could cancel, my paycheck's gone for the day. Like, nothing is ever fucking guaranteed, Very true. Very true, man. It's not, nothing is guaranteed. This thing can just be taken and just like that. Yeah. Just an accident, whatever, anything can happen. Yeah. And then you can just be left stuck like shit. Yeah, I mean, you know that with your wrist and
now
shit.
What the fuck I do? Yes, I had surgery. I've broken it and been just shit out of luck. Like, fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? How the fuck am I going to pay my rent? How the fuck am I going to pay my bills? And that's where I think having another hustle for tattoo artists is always key. You always can't just put all your, your eggs in one basket.
Absolutely.
You got to have some type of other form of income. You got to have some type of other thing you're good at, niche at, another hobby, something that you can do. So when you're sidelined from tattooing, you can have at least a little bit of something else coming in, and that's what you got to find to do. That's what you look to do. You find what, whether it's a connection through tattooing, whether
tattooing
it's
opens all kinds of avenues.
Oh man, it opens up so many connections, networking, and so many possibilities. And
you need a plumber, you need an electrician, you need to buy a house, you need taxes.
Roof. Yeah, you need everything. You need taxes done.
We tattoo everyone.
We tattoo everybody and shit, man. And so you find that what you're into or what you're good at, or what you yourself has a market for, and exploit that when you can't rely on your tattooing.
Right.
But I think we all do need some type of different hustle. You know what I mean? I think, there's tattooer. I mean, there's a lot of, I guess there's tattooers out there who, you know what I mean? If they're clocking $3,800 a day, 30 days of fucking a month, you don't need much money. You don't think.
But how
you need
sustainable
that
is that until their wrist goes out, or they need new prescription glasses, or fucking their back goes out? Like, again, you're only making as much as you physically make. It's never passive.
No, true.
You know what I mean?
I think that's where money management comes into play. I think getting business savvy and learning to manage your money better as artists. I mean, initially when I started out, I didn't realize how much money I made until they was told to me how much money I made for my first fiscal year of tattooing, and I was like, holy fuck, where did that fucking shit go?
And even just blowing on ciggies and beer. I mean,
you're buying cigarettes, you're partying, you're buying out the fucking bar, the shots for everybody, all you motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Me, it's clothes, I'm buying shit, shoes, and
especially when you have cash in your wallet, you're like, I have this much money. It's like, no, you have this much.
I gotta fucking not, but you know what I mean. But when it's paid, I still got this much left. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go fuck around. You know what I mean? And especially coming.
But meanwhile, your bank account's empty. You don't even have one.
You don't even have a fucking bank account. And that's where I guess it takes a long time to get there. It took me quite some time to get to that, to where, oh, okay, you know, it actually took someone sitting me down and look at what you're just throwing away, because then you're in 5-6 years and it's like,
what have a show for this?
Fuck, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. I still live in an apartment.
Well, so that's California.
You know what I mean? It's California, but I mean, it's you're
it's true.
Why the fuck am I not in a house?
Right.
But I mean, why the fuck am I not doing this yet? And then it takes.
But it's also easy for us to blame and look at the other and be like, well, they're in Wisconsin. Of course they own a fucking home. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, but it's not. I mean, it's fact though, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's fact though, dude. You can, cost
because if we were somewhere else, we could make it, blow it, and still have it.
Bro. It's so fucking ridiculous, man. I've traveled to Atlanta. You know what I mean? And Atlanta is so cheap to live, dude.
And they
You know
probably think
what
it's
I mean?
expensive.
Yeah, they think it's expensive and shit. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I come out here and kill it. Give me one of these fucking fat ass pads that just stand alone. Yeah, and we can walk to the fucking moat, you know what I mean, your backyard, and fish and
have a fucking
get
drawbridge
lost,
in your
dog.
house.
Yeah, like that's how they live, but it's not expensive, you know. And now I get it. And now why a lot of people leave California, whereas before I didn't. You know, before I couldn't understand, like, why the fuck are you leaving California? This is home. This is where
you only
you
saw it till you went and left California.
But only until I started traveling.
Yep.
And even that itself is amazing. I never thought I'd fucking travel the fucking,
well, at least the
United States. The world's next on the docket. You know what I mean? But even throughout the United States, I never thought tattooing would take me to New York, to Philadelphia, to Baltimore, to fucking Atlanta, you know, to anywhere in between. You know what I mean? You go Chicago.
Because without tattooing, you have no other business being
Colorado,
there. Why would you ever go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you would just, I mean, you would like to do it as a vacation. You know, people vacation it.
Right.
But we can take a vacation and work and make money and still enjoy the fucking country.
Absolutely.
So it's like, wow.
It's incredible.
Wow. But that's when you start learning, you know what I mean, by the clients that you develop and you meet there. They're like, oh yeah, dude, you know what I mean? I only pay this much and shit. You know, I'm paying him about $800 and shit for about 5 acres on my house and shit. I'm like, what in the fucking shit?
Yeah.
You kidding me, dude? I pay twice that for a fucking 2-bedroom, 2-bath, homie. You know what I mean? Motherfucker. It's just ridiculous and shit, man. But yeah, I think ultimately, man, to get ahead, you really got to take a look at what you do, your finances, manage it correctly, move it where you need to move it, so that way, when you do if something befalls you and you can't work, you have your side hustle that you don't need your hand for, and you got a nice little egg just sitting there that you can, you know what I mean, pull from and just, all right, cool, I'm good. I ain't got to worry about it. I don't got to worry about it. And sometimes it takes people years to get there, and sometimes it takes motherfuckers, they never get it. Yeah. Sometimes they never get it. You know, so all you can do is hope you get it.
Yeah, I feel like we have and maybe this is, I don't know. I feel like, you know, people, we're New Yorkers or whatever. I think, you know, California and New York, like it's both a hustle. And I think that, you know, being from California, this is like, unfortunately now I know it's expensive. Before I thought it was just, this is what it was. Yeah. And ultimately this is what it is. And I think that if anyone can make it, it's us, because we are from here, like, you know, whereas if you come from the other to here, then it's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
How much do you pay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I feel like if I did leave California or something like that, I feel like almost, and no one's holding it against me, I don't think, but like I feel like I almost feel like I betrayed something, like I sold out, like I left my home, like how could I do that, you know? And it's like, and I feel like I was a quitter because I had the head start. I was from this,
or even a failure.
Yeah,
like even that's another feeling that I had, that I would have. Yeah, was just like, I can make it here. Yeah. I can make it here.
Yeah,
you know,
if anyone can, it's me.
Yeah, if anyone's, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna get my house here, wherever the fuck I choose. Like. Yep. Wherever the fuck I want to go move to. Right. And that's what I'm going to fucking do. Uh-huh. But, you know, here you go X amount of years later in this tattoo industry, and you're like, fuck, dog. Right. I'm a little bit closer. Yeah. Like, do I got another fucking 10, 15 years to get to there, dude? You know what I mean? Like,
and it flies by so fast.
But then you see your friends who have left California, and within a matter of fucking 5 years, fuckers are set. Yeah. You're fucking set, dude. Yeah. I'm like, oh, wow. So, I mean, I guess, you know, with me,
it's on the mind more
it's
now.
Like children, you know, that you obviously have children, and I have children, so I'm like, I can't, like, you know, they're rooted here, but ultimately you think, man, what kind of a better life could I give them if I did leave California? You know what I mean? If I left California, much more comfortable life. Right. Much cheaper, easy cost of living, you know, and I still you find a place where they don't have you. You know what I mean? There's a million fucking fine line Tinos here in Southern California. There's a million motherfuckers who do lettering, black and gray. Yeah. That's.
But you could be the guy in Arkansas.
You can go out to somewhere in fucking Iowa and get you a nice plantation, you know what I mean, with some fucking animals, and be the man tattoo artist in that goddamn state. It's true. Know, it's fucking, So it makes you think like, what?
And you have that niche
why
like,
am
he's from California.
that's all the niche you need. It's like, what?
California.
He's from Los Angeles.
Holy shit.
He's from LA.
The real deal.
Yes.
I heard he's Mexican.
That's where they fucking started. Yeah, I heard he was
fuck.
Mexican.
Whoa,
Yeah,
really?
He went to prison.
Oh.
He was in prison. Shut the fuck up. Like
So
the movies?
cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I mean, yeah, serious. You know, that could be.
It's a fucking thing.
You could see that.
Absolutely.
And boom, flourish
Yeah.
and live comfortably.
Right.
You know, not live with where, well, I'm trying to put here, I'm trying to move there, I'm trying to, you can just live up, stack, shit's paid for, and I have all this fucking play money to go.
I think it's
buy
also
dumb shit.
It's also natural for like I think just humans in general, like with evolution, we've constantly moved, and now we've gotten to a comfortable point, a livable point where we're kind of devolving. We're getting like hunched over and fat and not moving, not going nowhere. You know, it's like all of our parents came from somewhere, our grandparents, immigrated from somewhere to give us this,
Yeah.
and then we get it, and then we can't leave it because we feel like we owe them because they gave this. Now it ends. The trail just ended here.
Yeah.
But it needs to keep going.
Yeah, you got
And
it.
I have friends that like go to college and shit, and they have the opportunity to get a great job, but the job that the opportunity they have is in Arizona or Texas, but they won't go get that job. It's like, go get the fucking job. Like, you went to school for the job, and it's like, it's just bizarre. I think that we're meant to move.
Right.
We're meant to like find ours. We're
Yeah.
explorers.
Absolutely.
And I think that we're finding ways. It's getting harder to explore. We're like boxing ourselves in.
It is. A lot of it is.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that for myself, for my own personal thing. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Plenty of opportunity to move to any other state that
The
I
more you
wanted
stay
to.
at a place, the harder it is to ever leave that place.
It is. It is. It is. Being born, raised here, Southern California, whole family being here. It's now you have kids. Now I have kids now who are rooted here. Their whole lives are here. It's like, how do I just fucking uplift all of that? You know what I mean? And whether it's me by myself, like, okay, kids, I'm taking off. Now you're with your mom. You know what I mean? Now then, do they like, okay, I get you on summers and holidays or whatnot? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's rough.
And then you miss that fucking closeness with them that I have with them because I'm always around.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, but you keep the big picture in mind. Like, I'm doing this for a reason. So that way when I'm gone and you're done with your shit, I mean, you got 10 acres up here.
Yeah,
where you
it's
could
true.
fucking run around and do whatever the fuck you want with a nice house sitting on there and shit, whatever you fuckers want.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. But then I think, well, if I'm doing my job as a parent, they're not going to need that shit. If I'm doing my job as a parent, if I'm doing my job as a parent, I'm teaching them the right way to where they're not going to fucking need, like, life goes on. I move on from this plane or whatever the fuck, and
Right.
they're left. It's not like, they're struggling. If I'm doing my job as a parent,
They should be
my
ready for
kids
this
should
world.
not be fucking struggling. They should be
true.
fucking boom, bam, I'm ready. I'm out there set. I've seen it. I've seen my dad hustle, work his ass off,
Right.
and what he wanted to do. He was fortunate to love what he did for a living. Where very few people are fucking like, I love my fucking job. You know what I mean? Mondays suck. I'm
Monday's
worried
great.
about fucking Mondays. Yeah, I
Right.
get to go fucking tattoo and shoot
Also
the shit.
Friday
Like,
still.
Yeah, it's still
Always
fucking
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
It's always fucking Friday, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope I can be just the parent that makes it so that they don't, at least teach them, like, you don't have to live any type of struggle. You guys haven't been living any type of struggle because I've struggled. But now you guys got to learn how to go out and get it yourself.
Right.
So that way when I'm gone, it's not like, well, shit, dad's gone. No, well, dad's gone. I'm going to miss that motherfucker, but let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. You know
Gotta
what I mean?
instill
Let's
that-
keep
that
moving.
hustle in 'em.
Let's keep moving that hustle and motivate. And hopefully they keep it going.
So, like, to rewind a bit, so you come out, you're working construction, right? How did you get from the step of scratching to getting into the shop?
It was actually, I met this dude. It was baby's mom. My baby mama, my oldest mother of my kids, of my two oldest. She found a Craigslist ad about a shop going up out here and looking for artists and shit. And by then I already had been into one shop, and the artist had told me they'd seen some of my work, and they were like, dude, you're beyond an apprenticeship. Your work is good, dude. It's pretty solid. You should find a shop to get into. And the owner of that shop was like, well, I'll give you an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Just can't tattoo and you can't do that. I'm like, what? Fuck you, dude. Fucking too old. You know what I mean? I'm fucking dad. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I got a daughter. I just had my daughter. And, I ain't nobody's bitch, homie. You know, you're basically the bitch. You know, maybe shot bitch. Like, bitch, what? Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking. I just got out, homie. I ain't fucking nobody's bitch. You know what I mean? And he's like,
especially getting out, you don't talk to you like that.
Yeah, like motherfucker. You know, but so it was discouraging. She runs across this Craigslist ad and just happens to, you know, while I'm at work, you know what I mean, busting my ass from 4 a.m. till fucking 7 at night. You know what I mean? Doing construction, still coming home and tattooing. She's like, you really love this shit. And you should fucking do it. Oh, excuse me, shit. So she found a Craigslist ad, bought a new shop going up out here, looking for artists. So she contacted the dude, set up a meeting at a bar with him and shit. The both of us and him, and you know, I had a few, you know, back then where you printed your pictures, you know what I mean? You didn't have
back
fucking...
in my day.
Yeah, back in my fucking day. You didn't have the fucking, you know what I mean? Oh, here, check out my Instagram, bro.
Right.
You need a fucking portfolio, dude. You know what I mean? Check this shit out. You know, it was back then where it was like, fuck, dude, what tattoos am I going to use? What am I going to do? Like, and let's get the camera and then let's go develop them at fucking Walgreens or fucking Rite Aid, you know what I mean? And put together a little thing. And, you know, the guy looked at my work and was like, oh, yeah, man, I like... You're pretty talented. Thank you. I appreciate that. And he's like, well, what do you do for a living now? And I'm like, oh, I'm a carpenter, you know, union carpenter. Oh, so you got some experience in construction? Well, I sure do. You know, think about flooring, drywall, whatnot. And I'm like, yes, I do, as a matter of fucking fact. Well, shit, we can use you. How about you, you know, because the building was just a shell. Then we need some walls put up. We need anything about plumbing? No, I don't fuck with plumbing, but... I mean, I could fucking throw up some walls, dude. Definitely do the floors, and you know, we can. What do you want to do? And he was like, "Well, if you help me out with the shop, you got a fucking chair at the shop."
Shit.
Enough said, man. And at first, I didn't want to do it. At first, I told him no, man. I really did pass on it. I was like, nah. I was an apprentice. I was on my way to be a journeyman in the union. Like, could have on my way to a real long, comfortable fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't have had to worry about shit. Full benefits. Full retirement, every fucking thing. I was like, no, fuck this. This is dumb. This is a fucking pipe dream. I'm not gonna fucking make it as a fucking artist. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. And you know, she kept pushing and was like, man, motherfucker, you can do this. Quit being a bitch and come on. You know what I mean? Like, fucking do it, fool. I'm like, fuck. All right, fuck it. So I committed to it. Let him know. I'd come work on the shop before I quit my job, and I'd come after work, you know, bring some tools, help him out, throw some walls up and shit, do all that shit, and finally we got the shit done over a couple months. I think it was about 3 months, and he was like, we're getting close to opening, man. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So time to put in my fucking 2 week, put my 2 week in, and left the union, let him know I'm not gonna be paying dues no more, cool, not, and was like, fuck it, all right, I'm gonna do this. You know, I had some shitty fucking China machines and, you know, shitty every fucking thing, and jumped in there and was like, fuck it, this is what I'm gonna do. Really just rolled the dice and just shot it. Boom, let's do it.
It's scary.
Let's do it, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was real scary. You know what I mean? I got the whole fucking, you're fucking idiot, stupid, lecture family. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you thinking? Are you serious, dude? Like, come on, man.
Especially
you're not gonna do this.
Like a path that was happening.
Yeah, like you got lucky. You got this job. You know what I mean? Like, you got union. Like, you're gonna be set, dude. You know what I mean? You have a child. Like, come on, man. Get it to fucking together, dude. Like, what are you thinking? I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I want to do what I love. Like, I have a passion for it. To go, you know, I would go work all damn day, you know, and then I would come home, and, you know, I got my brothers and the homeboys outside of mom's house, and they're like, hey, you down to blast? Like, you down to do a tattoo on me? Yeah, dog, let me go get cleaned up. Hell yeah. I'm down. Fuck yeah. So I'd be beat, tired and shit, crack a fucking beer and shit, and just let's get to work. What do you want? And let's go do tattooing. So even after working all day, you know, it'd be easy for the dude, you know, that I guess that shows your level of passion you have for it. You know, you could be like, yeah, hit me up on the weekend, dude. If I'm not doing anything, then yeah, I'll take care of you. But I'm working all fucking, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm like, shouldn't you be fucking eating and go to sleep, motherfucker? You got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Fucking eat later, dude. I have this fucking slam this beer and like, what's up? What do you want?
Right.
You know, skull, name, writing, neighborhood. Ooh, like, cool. Let's rock it. And let's do it. You know what I mean? A few more beers later in, cool. piece done.
Yeah.
If not, come back another day, fool. We'll work on it some more tomorrow.
Right.
You know, or whatever next week. I don't know anything about healing back then or how long it had to take. We'll get back on that shit tomorrow, dude.
Oh,
grind
fuck.
your fucking beef. You know what I mean? Turn your fucking your shoulder into ground beef. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We'll get it done. But yeah. So after seeing that passion, and she was like, "Man, do it." And I'm like, "All right, man." So I did it. Jumped into it, and shit. It just
But that shop wasn't known by a tattoo, right? It didn't last very long.
No, he wasn't a tattooer, man. He was somebody who was just trying to capitalize. Maybe he had the foresight. You know what I mean, of where this was going, how popular it was becoming. So he was like, you know what, let me jump on this shit. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
Money.
Got a little bit of cheese and saved up. Like, here, let me invest it in some tattoo shop. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about the fucking industry.
Weird.
Motherfucker only didn't have no fucking tattoos. I think he
Really?
had one like tattoo.
Weird.
Yeah, that fucker only had like one tattoo before he opened up the
And he's
shop.
trying to boss you around like, oh, you can apprentice.
Yeah, you can't.
Apprentice or what?
Well, no, not that guy wasn't telling me to apprentice.
He had
that wasn't him. This was the guy who opened the shop that I worked for.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy who opened the shop that I worked for.
Oh shit.
The owner of Cartel Link.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was like, what the fuck? Who is this dipshit? You know what I mean? And you know, there was three of us at first. The first three at Cartel Link, and Chad and Jeff. And I'm still in contact with those dudes, really close. Chad's like a bro, you know what I mean? Really good brother of mine. We were just like, what the fuck? Fuck this dipshit, dude. Like, he's kind of a fucking jackass, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever. Geronimo comes into the picture. I left that shop. To me, it was just like, nah, fuck this. I didn't like the way it was running. I didn't like the way he was running. It was like, I'm new to this, and I already know, but I hear the other dude, like my boy Chad, who's been in the shops, was like, this is just all fucking bullshit. It's all bad. And, you know, we get back into our street mentality because we all come from the streets and the prisons and shit. You know what I mean? We're starting to like, man, fuck this motherfucker, dude. And once it starts going into that mentality, I'm like, you know what? Let me just step away. I'm already good enough. I've already been in a shop. So it's like, okay, I could probably look to something else. And fortunately, my boy Chad and Geronimo were like, we're going to open up another shop. Fuck them. You know, this whole little street right here is zoned for tattoo shops. We'll open up right down the fucking street.
Right.
Really? Yeah. Cool. Bring me on. I think that's when I first early on met Geronimo, and he was like out of the lowrider camp from Orange County with Jose Lopez and whatnot. So he had his style of tattooing, and he took a look at my work, and he was like, oh yeah, man, solid work and shit. Now forget everything you fucking know.
Right.
What?
Stretch with the wrong finger.
Yeah, dude. He's like, you're fucking doing like, you're
Everything
good,
wrong.
but you're just, the way you're tattooing it wrong is wrong.
Right.
There's so much more potential in you. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And him being another homeboy from the street, like, obviously, you know, I was like, I respect what you're telling me and I appreciate it. Like, let's go ahead and run it the way you want to run it then, bro. You know what I mean? And so they got to working on that shop, built that shop up, Fast Lane Tattoo, and brought me on board as their main workhorse. And it was just boom, it flourished. You know, I really did just take a step back, started watching him more, tried to apply what I learned from him over to me. Brush it, Holmes. Brush it, hey, brush it, Holmes. And that really did work, and it really elevated my work. It took my work from being decent, your run-of-the-mill tattoo black and gray work, to where I got to, and which was a much better product than what I was putting out there.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, cool. Took off, man. That took off, and that actually, I think, when we started counting my full year of tattooing, and then I got the numbers at the end of that full fiscal year, and I was like, oh shit. Just throw that back in mom's face, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look what I just made, motherfucker. Yeah, where's it at though?
Well, give me next year.
Shit, yeah, we'll try it next year. But see, you motherfuckers thought I wasn't gonna do it, but you know, then you feel like you said, we're saying earlier, you feel like you made it even after your first year. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't go through an apprenticeship. I didn't go through any of that shit. It was all self-taught, and Geronimo put his knowledge into mine, and I took from him what I could use and what I needed to become a better artist. And for him, I became that.
Yeah.
You know, and that took off, and that's back out here when there was only X amount of shops. There was only 3 maybe, and then it was like, oh, what, another shop, and it was a new thing for everyone around here in the city. And it was like, wow, let's go check it out. So it was easy to build up a clientele. Like, being personable, being new, and being decent at my artwork.
Right.
It was enough to keep people that I still tattoo now, who have followed me throughout the different shops that I've gone over a 12-year career in tattooing.
Right.
So yeah, that's how it pretty much all came together. Shop wise.
That's crazy.
Shop wise, yeah. That's when you're like, I'm a professional now.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'm in a shop.
And and then you came and you gone, but Fastlane's always that anchor. It's always home, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Geronimo's like, he's my big brother, bro. You know what I mean? And Fastlane is like mom's house that he inherited. You know what I mean? So it's like it's his house. So it's always, when you run into, I've been to 2 different shops. You know what I mean? I've worked at 2 different shops for X amount of years, and you just, when things run its course with people and situations run its course, it's like, well, where am I gonna go? You want to start off somewhere else? Do you want to start off? I mean, I'm located. I mean, I guess I'm, anchored here in this area, in this direct area. The majority of my clients are here.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, where do I go? When you get in, if anyone ever gets into a bind, or you get into an undecisive place where I don't know where I'm gonna go, and you go back home. You go back home. So Fastlane is always home for me. You may take off, and I may leave and go here, go there, travel, be all over the place, but Fastlane is always home.
Right.
And it's always treated as such. Like, cool, you're gonna pay your fucking share, but we ain't gonna rape you like the landlord down the street. Right. You know what I mean? We're not coming after you for that. You ain't coming after me for financial gain. Right. It's just like, man, all right, son, come on. Absolutely. Come back home. We'll help you out. You know what I mean? Chill out, relax. Don't got to worry about that. And just think of your next step. Think of your next move, what you want to do, where you want to go. And that's kind of basically where I'm at now, you know?
With the fucking, with the lettering game, you're always doodling with letters just from the graffiti days and stuff like that. But how did it get to where you are now? You're just constantly doodling, constantly writing down letters?
That's all I do.
Yeah.
That's all I do, if I could be honest. I mean, I fucking just sit around and fucking doodle. That's it, man. I guess I'm always looking for the next thing. You always, and it's...
I can see in your head, and in between appointments, you're just fucking little swirly dealios while you're on the phone. It's always like, I can see that. And I used to do that. When I used to write graffiti, I always do that. I'd be like, sitting there, I'd be like, just kind of pretending like,
whether it's air or it's not, what I mean? That's all I do, dude. And, with social media, it's also out there how much more people are inventing out there, you know what I mean? How much more people are creating, and it's motivating, it's uplifting. It's like, fuck, dude, I didn't even think of that shit. Look at that shit. You know what I mean? That shit's fucking nice. Right. And then it's like, fuck, all right, let me see what I can do. So then you get into your head and you're just like, fuck, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Nah, that doesn't work. I literally have a fucking cabinet like this high, full of just nothing but lettering, names, words, sayings, fucking in different styles. I don't know how many styles under the sun. And it's always just been, I mean, I've had homeboys tell me, put out a book. You know what I mean? Put out a book, bro.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
You know what I mean? Put out a book. You got a bunch of different shit that, is good. And I'm just like,
put out last year's stuff. And
I don't even want to fucking, like, I don't know, man. I've seen it. I mean, a lot of good friends of mine have done it. They still push their books, but
you have something to contribute.
To me, it's like, I mean, I have something to contribute, and
you don't know if you want to contribute it yet.
Almost, yeah. I guess I'm not ready for that
That's
yet.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I guess I'm not ready for that yet. I mean, eventually, I'm sure I will get it out there. I'll put it together, and I'll probably do it in a Joe Bianco style, where it's just sketch, and you kind of like. You don't, because a lot of them are just sketches. It'll be the start out, and I'll just hone maybe like two letters,
but not laid out font,
but not laid out completely, just crispy and clean for someone to duplicate. So you'd have to use your imagination, your own skill to continue.
I never thought to curve A that way.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's just it. How many ways can you do a cursive A?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like how many ways can you do a cursive R? And that's why I'm always doodling. I'm always doing. I'm always just. That consumes my downtime, if I have any downtime. You know what I mean? Being a parent of 3, a father of 3, who are all in sports and shit, like it's very hard to get downtime. If not, I'm out running around doing shit. But If I'm in between appointments at the shop, grab my red pencil, doodle.
Right.
You know, something's on the song, write the name on the radio, write the name of the song.
Yeah.
You know, write a lyric from the song, write a sentence from the song, write, you know, or whatever that just crosses your mind, write it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully something, you know, I'll pull a letter from there. Oh, I like that letter. Okay, that letter didn't work. This letter works.
Right.
Pull them together from the same sheet of paper, and then now write the word out using all those elements. Boom. Damn. All right, now I'm onto something.
I think it's the hard thing is the connectivity to flow. Like, I think, like, you know, I remember when I was learning lettering and stuff like that, and I would spend forever, man, it should be so fucking stiff, and it would be, like, overthought, and I'd be, like, I'd try to have the same, like, my hand was just, like, tight, you know, and I remember I'd doodle out, like, a word, and you come like, what are you doing, dog? And you come up and you just, like, draw it 10 times, 10 different fonts, like, 10 different hand styles, and I'm like, fuck, and I go trace it, and you're like, why? Do mine. Like, yours not better. Like, give the person a better tattoo. And then so I'd do that, and then eventually be like, okay, like, when I fucking bring this line up, I'm gonna kind of whip it out. And then I kind of had a little bit of fucking your lettering and my lettering and stuff like that. But even now, like, I think, like, you know, I'm good for a word. I'm good for a short sentence. But, like, you want, like, Bible paragraph? Fuck you. Get out of my face. Like, not doing it. Like, I'd rather just, like, print out the font and then trace it with my fucking hand. Like, and have the... Because, I don't know. I can't put together 12 A's in like, a paragraph. And I overthink every A needs to... And, I don't know, man. No, I mean, it's just repetition.
Definitely, you got to have a passion for the lettering aspect of it. You know, I mean, I think it's starting to come now more to the forefront. You know, with what a lot of people are fucking doing with lettering is just fucking.
So it's been around, but now it's a style.
Fuck,
it's
dude,
like it is a genre of tattooing.
It's crazy. It is a genre of tattooing now, and it's just so. It's so competitive. It's so because everyone can do it. You know, a lot of people from Southern California can do it. But then when you look to across overseas and Australia, what some of the artists are doing over there, you're like, fuck.
Well, because now you don't need to be in the same room because you have a concept-dated magazine called Instagram. Like, you don't. Yeah. You could see that influence before. You had to actually see it. Like, shit.
You had to go to someone's shop and look in their portfolio. Like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, but now it's out worldwide, and you can just run across it and oh shit.
Do you think that it's getting like? I mean, I don't want to like make no shots fired, but do you think it's coming like too far? Like with like. You can only kind of do so much, right? And I see, like, you know, now it's like it's outlined and it's filled in and it's got the gray and it's scribbly and then now it's a mandala and then it's like where does it like end? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to bring it back a little bit and just like, ooh, that's legible.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, but I mean, legible is always, you know what I mean, key. I think that's what will be a staple amongst lettering, letterheads, is it being legible. Right. You know, now you have. Like you said, lettering artists and shit who are doing just, I mean, but it's kind of like it's flex, still amazing. You know? It's still amazing, dude. It's still crazy. It's innovative. And it's like, wow, dude, no one even thought to do anything like that. But what the fuck does it say? Right. You know what I mean? Like, what does it fucking say, bro?
Well, especially now, cursive's not even taught in school. So even though it's basic handwriting, is fucking hieroglyphs and motherfuckers.
Can't even teach it. Yeah. I make it a point to teach my kids cursive.
I didn't learn cursive until I started working with you. Like I like totally protested it when I was a kid. I was like, who the fuck writes like that? I'm not gonna write like that's stupid. Like it's pointless. And I knew how to write my name, and that was it. And I became a tattooer. I was like, oh fuck, okay. I was literally buying like kindergarten fucking. I would trace the fucking letters, and I'm like, okay. And then like I was already messing with letters because graffiti in high school and shit. So I was kind of dabbling with a little bit of cursive then. Yeah. But I didn't really like start doing lettering until it was demanded of me, and like you know what I mean. Then it was like
tattoo shop. Yeah, and this is where I need to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I did it just for fun. Yeah. I did it. You know what I mean? Just because I still do it. Yeah. You know, that's it. That was just always, topography has always just been a passion of mine, you know, from way back when, from as far back as I can fucking remember, you know what I mean? Whether stopping at a barber sign or a gold leaf fucking glass plated window with the lettering, and I'm just like, damn, how do they get it looks 3D.
There's a soul to hand painted signs for sure.
It is, man. You know? It is.
That's what makes like Disneyland magical. Like you walk down Main Street and it's like, whoa, it's like they just have hand painted signs. Any street can look like that if they just took the vinyl sticker off the window. They just
took the time. Yeah, that's it. They just took the time, dude. I got walking down that Main Street in Disneyland all the time. Like, they have the AP store, the art gallery, and then they have all the old hand brushed,
cool.
calligraphy style. You know, with the way it's laid out, just from the 40s or 50s or whatever stem, and it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, that shit looks sick.
Yeah, that's
it
crazy.
looks sick as fuck. That really is what, you know what I mean? Gets my fucking rocks on, gets my jollies going, gets my blood flowing in my loins. You know what I mean? That's really fucking what I really fucking does it for me, man. And then when I see, you know, you get on your fucking phone and you're on Instagram, you're like, holy fucking shit, motherfuckers are fucking doing this, motherfuckers are doing that,
Right.
dude. Like, what in the fucking ass, dude? You know? And it's like, it really is amazing and shit, you know? And it is no hate, you know what I mean? It's not no like, oh, fuck, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's more like, Jesus, man, like, fuck, dude, these motherfuckers are really taking this shit somewhere else, dude.
Right.
From your just basic standard, you know, where it was 8 years ago, 10 years ago, my cursive was just standard, clean, and basic, and it was just.
But you're going, but
people were
you're
like,
you're a reflection of that too. You're in that. You're going somewhere else too. You're doing that. I mean, I see you hanging out with those people that we were like, whoa, fuck, like,
Well,
and
yeah.
those are your peers.
Yeah.
Those are your people.
Yeah.
Those are your fucking friends.
That was a real, you know, when I won, when I think I won my award at Musing, and it was just a third place, you know what I mean? And it was just it was a third place, but I went up against everybody, man. I believe, you know what I mean? Sleeps was there, Orcs was there, Mystic from fucking Australia was there, my own fucking homeboy Weddle was there, Flox was there, like everybody was there, dude. Everybody had something. Chavo was there. Everyone was up in there, and I was in the booth with Weddle and Chavo, and that's, you know, we were all together. I believe Norm was there. I mean, everyone was there, dude. But I think I won when I took that third place award for a scroll piece I did with, I think I had 7 or 8 different fonts.
I remember that was
on
on the
scroll.
ribs.
Yeah, it was on the ribs.
I remember that.
Chicks had like a rock for it and shit, and that helped me out. And it was all done there. It was all done at the show, and it took it took third. And what made it really special was finally going, okay, I presented that in front of pretty much almost every fucking letterhead in the game, you know what I mean? And everyone stopped by and was like, hey, what up, bro? Clean, looks good, dog. You know what I mean? Everyone that you look up to or who inspires you was like, sick, dude.
That's awesome.
You nailed that. And then that's when you're like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you get that fucking Veronica Corningstone from fucking Anchorman. You're like, yes, yes, motherfucker, I fucking did it.
Lady!
Yeah, bro, I did it. Yes, motherfucker, I did that shit. You know what I mean? But it's cool, bro. It's a good feeling. It's a gratifying feeling that all your hard work, all those fucking years of just sitting around, fucking around, doodling, and not fucking, you know, just what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? It finally came to a boom. Hey, check this shit out.
That's
And
another tier in your career.
Then
It's
you got
another
fucking
little,
Then it's like bam. Now all the homies have heard of me. Now all the homies know who the fuck I am.
That's
and
cool.
Shit. And that's cool. You know what I mean? And then after that, you still build your, you know, conventions. Hey, what's up, bro? Long time. It's been good. It's cool. Where do you go to guest spot at? You know what I mean? Norm spot. Hey, what's up, fool? I'm over there with friends. Like, what's up, bro? What's going on? You know what I mean? And it's just something like that, easily as that, you know, turns into fucking.
Yeah.
It just blossoms, you know what I mean? But you gotta continuously water that shit.
Absolutely.
If you don't water
it
and shit
die.
starts to fucking just wither and die. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
And that's why I think traveling is so important too, just to give you that spark.
It does, dude. It is. It really is, man. I've always found traveling is just, it's refreshing. It's fun. You get to see shit. Like, even not only seeing the country, but I mean, you meet people from different fucking areas of the world, and it's just it's cool, man. It really is. It's a fucking experience like no other. So if you're an artist out there, man, travel.
Go see
Take
something.
advantage of it. Go see this fucking place, dude, because there's a fucking huge ass fucking country and an even bigger world out there, man. And there's so much shit to see,
Just
bro.
a speck.
Yeah, we're just a fucking speck over here in California or wherever corner of the nation you're from, dude. It's just a fucking speck compared to what's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say go see that shit.
Yeah, and I also hear, like, I mean, bring this back to, I guess, people trying with the come up, but it's like, you know, people will be like, oh, like, I can't get an apprenticeship in my town. Leave your fucking town. Like, I just think that there's, like, it's easier now than it's ever been. I think there's no excuse. If you have something, then there's going to be something out there for you. You just need to know how to go and get it. If you don't know how to go and get it, then how are you going to sustain that anyhow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true, man. I mean, it's a roll of the dice. Ultimately, what you're going to be doing is you got to take a chance.
Yeah.
You know, and no one's going to give it to you.
Right.
You got to take it.
Yeah.
You take that fucking chance, man, and you're either going to sink or swim, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. It's a risk, you know. It's no certainty you're going to work out. You're going to become known. You're going to become successful and be able to support your family in this industry.
Right.
Like there's no guarantee. It's not a guarantee. It's all a fucking gamble. And it's not even a lock. We have no retirement plans. We have no fucking 401k just sitting there in case we decide that's it. I'm checking out, bro. Like this is a fucking hustle. We hustle all the fucking time. We hustle, you know what I mean? Because we have to. Right. Like Nipsey, rest in peace, said, we hustle. I don't hustle because it's cool. I hustle because I have to. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I don't tattoo, I don't eat. If I don't tattoo, my kids don't eat. If I don't tattoo, my rent doesn't get paid. Yeah. Like my cars don't get paid. Like all of that shit is based on my hustle. Yeah. How much energy I'm putting out into the world and how much is being brought back in, you know?
You know what? I want to end this on like kind of a humbling little story that I think's hilarious. Right. From one of the earlier conventions you did when you met Jack Rudy. Oh,
yeah, damn, that's a fucked up.
Just to bring it from then to now.
That shit, yeah, that was a really. Johnny was with me at that convention, and again, it was out here. That was at Music as well, man, and you know, Jack Rudy being the, I guess, pioneer and legend that he is in the game, you know, for single needle black and gray artist and lettering artist. You know, he's also a very, very, very sick letterhead. And we were sitting there shooting the shit with his ass one of the days of the show, man. And you know, for those of you that don't know, they call me FINELINE TINO. The name was given to me by my homeboy Geronimo, who schooled me in it because I was always afraid to use anything bigger than a tight 3. I never wanted to use anything larger. It was just a single needle or a tight 3. That was it. And I got really comfortable with the tight 3s. And back in the day, Mithra had the really nice tight 3s and shit. So we're sitting there bullshitting with Jack, man, and we're talking, you know, shit as you do if anyone's known him. You know how he talk, what he shoots the shit about, whatnot. And so my buddy Johnny was just like, well, yeah, they call this fucker fine line. You know, fine line Tino and shit. And he's just like, fine line, huh? He's like, what do you use? You know, what your singles like? You know what I mean? You got obviously 14 gauge, 12 gauge, 8 gauge, you know, all the way down and shit. And I'm like,
what guitar string you using?
Well, right now I mainly use fucking Mithra tight 3s, you know what I mean, the extra tight 3s. And he's like, what? He looked at me like, what? That ain't fine line. And it was just kind of like fucking like, yeah, what do you do, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Hey, man, fuck you, Jack Rudy. You don't say that. Like, the fuck do you know, dude? You've seen the lettering I do and the tiny it is, and it's just like, nah, you kind of take that slap across the face. Like, all right. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Yeah. Like, exactly. Like, thank you, bro. Like, no, but it was like, no, well, okay, I do use singles. You know what I mean? I do single needle work as well. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, but it was just like tripped up, and it was completely unexpected. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that was really one of my experiences with Jack Rudy, was him telling me like, man, your shit, that ain't fine line, bro. Tight 3s ain't fine line. And it's accurate as fuck. It's not fine line. Yeah. It's a thin line. But fine line tattoos, you rocking single needles and shit. Yeah. And single needles, as we all know, it's not for everybody. Right. They're not for everybody, man. Yeah. Good shit.
That's so fucking funny. I love that.
That's a fucked up story. You probably don't even remember that shit. But yeah.
It's funny how little things like that you remember, though. You know what I mean? Like those little tiny moments. Like Tim, he's just fucking with you bullshit conversation. Yeah. And then you're like, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah. Out of it, just a like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? The show's cool. Everything's going great. Yeah, cool and shit. You know what I mean? Tino, you know, obviously I don't walk around introduce. Oh, you know what I mean? We're using our Instagram names. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just Tino, bro. You know, so yeah, Johnny was like, oh, they call this motherfucker Fine Line. Oh, Fine Line. All right. You see his eyes light up because he knows what the fuck Fine Line is. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you know, I learned in the joint, bro. Learned with the single. You know what I mean? And then he was like, oh, all right, cool. What do you use now? And it was just, well, I really love the Mithra tight 3s, man. The extra tight 3s. Those are fucking butter, dude. And really nice. And he was like, that ain't Fine Line. Yeah. The fuck? I'm like... Aye, Captain.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Shot me down. Took the wind out of my sail.
Right.
Quickly. But
So what's your Instagram? FINELINE TINO? Is there underscore in
it's
there?
FINELINE_Tino. TINO.
You got an email for booking, or you do Instagram DMs? What do you do?
Cell phone, email, best way to contact, and DM. You can slide up in the DMs.
Get at any way you can.
Get at me any way you can.
Yeah, dude.
You know, located pretty much here in Southern California, out of Corona, but I'm accessible to the Los Angeles area, San Diego. I mean, everywhere.
Sometimes
I
on the
travel
road.
on the
Just
road.
gotta stay in the loop.
Yeah.
Gotta know.
Just give me a. If you're on my Instagram, you know where the fuck I'm at.
Yeah.
At any given point in time.
Dude, thank you so much for hanging out.
Yeah, fuck you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Love you, dude.
I love you, bro. Fun shit.